I have 3 specific sales techniques for you today that I believe are going to make you more comfortable in the difficult parts of sales conversations. They're really going to build confidence. Now, these are things that you got to practice. So forewarning, these aren't just good ideas. Like, you got to put in the reps. But when you do these, you're going to find yourself able to handle things that you maybe previously weren't able to. Now, confidence is not something that people were born with. That's a total myth. But I do believe that with these techniques I'm about to share with you, you're going to really speed up that process. So let's jump right in. Number 1, you got to craft your opening statement. This is how you're going to start conversations. I'm talking about one simple sentence, one line that is, for the most part, universal. And there's 3 parts to it. The first is a greeting. It's a simple greeting. Think kindergarten. Hi, Jim. I'm Joel. Period. The second part, set expectations. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. And then the third part is you finish with a question. So you don't have a conversation unless there's questions and answers. It could sound something like this. Hey, Jim, I'm Joel. I'm going to take about 10 minutes here to ask you 3 to 5 questions. I'll keep it super quick, and with your feedback, we'll know how to move forward. Sound good? Simple, right? One example. If you sell shoes, it's, hey, come with me. Let me get your shoe size, your accurate shoe size. I'll show you a couple different options. We'll see what works best and get you out of here. Fair enough? Right? So I think you're going to know how to tailor this to your own application, but just crafting that line, that's the technique. You're going to know right where you're going at the beginning of a conversation. I think a lot of salespeople get messed up on this because they, like, say a customer walks in the front door and they're profiling a man, like looking to cherry pick, figuring out what angle. Oh, that's one of those guys. I got to come this way. That's one of them. I got to come that way. And I get it, but like, that's way too much thinking about something that you don't know about. Craft an opening line, keep it simple, set the expectations, and you'll know how to move forward. Now, here's something cool about what happens when you set an expectation. See, because you don't want your customers doing this for you. When you come right out of the gate and tell them, hey, it's going to take 5 minutes, it doesn't matter if they had 30 seconds or 30 minutes, they're just going to expect 5 minutes, right? And no matter how much they want it to last 4 or 10, they're not going to be able to get 5 minutes out of their head. So this is really valuable. When you come right out of the gate as the first person to set an expectation, you're lodging that thing in the customer's mind. You're going to realize your customers are a lot more comfortable to follow you wherever you're about to lead them, right? They can see it too. It's very simple. Hey, Jim, I'm Joel. Honestly, 15, 20 minutes here, if that's okay with you, I'd love to address these 3 concerns. Everybody has them when they come in. And then by the end of this, I'll probably have a good idea of what product offering would be best for you. And if the price is agreeable, you can buy today. But before we get there, did you come in for this or that? Right? 1, 2, 3. It's really pretty simple. But if you put in the work now and write that down, I think you'll find that on your next sales conversation, you'll be able to go into that thing strong and not have to figure it out. You'll be able to come right out of the gate with some power. Now, number 2, the second sales technique to build confidence is you got to learn to love awkward silence. I would even call it practice awkward silence. And here's what I mean. The most difficult part of a sales conversation is going to come when you present the high stakes questions. Now, sales training will spend a lot of time trying to get the stakes down, how to, diffuse the bomb. But what if you were just okay with the discomfort of that question in the first place? Hey, Jim, here's all the options. Is this enough for you to make a decision to buy today? And then wait. That's hard. It's really hard to ask that question. See, now, it's not just the silence that makes this awkward. It's the locked in eye contact. It's a still body. I mean, come on, man. Like, somebody's checking, like, just staring you down silently with a still body on a sidewalk in public. You're going to be like, dude, call the cops. Like, it feels like pressure. But here's what it actually does. It lets people know that you're ready to take them seriously. Think about it. You go to the grocery store, you see a stranger, and you say, "Hey, how you doing today?" And then lock in. They're gonna know this isn't some kind of casual exchange. Well, imagine they're gonna search within themselves for a real answer if they're comfortable enough doing that. They're gonna actually look for an answer because it's like, dude, this guy really wants to know. All right, well, how am I doing? And that's what you want from your customer. You want them to examine those real things. You don't want their standard answer that they told everybody else. By just being comfortable with the awkward silence, you pull the gold out of them. I would even go so far as to say that you pull out of them what they may not even know is in there. Their buying motive, right? Their experience at other places that would be relevant here to you now. Whatever that is. I actually have another video where I talk about the 80% rule, and that's so relevant to this awkward silence thing because I believe, in my experience, I found 80% of the time, a customer won't even buy what they just asked you for or said that they want. And why? It's because 80% of the motive is still down there. You got to pull that stuff out. When does it come out? It comes out when you give them space. Call it awkward silence. Maybe we should call it productive silence. So, how do you practice this? I hate to make it as simple as just do it, but maybe find a low stakes situation, grab a friend, say, "Hey, I want to practice some awkward silence because Joel told me it's a good idea." And then just stare at each other. See how long you can do that until somebody cracks up or whatever, man. Like when we were kids, we used to play the blinking game. It's kind of the same thing. Take it a step further, more practical. Ask somebody that you know how you're doing or how they're doing, and then position yourself to wait for an answer. Every time you do this and you feel that knot, that awkwardness, and that tendency to, say something, fidget, whatever, blink, look away, scratch your nose like this, you're driving that thing out further away from you. Do that enough, and you'll realize that the awkwardness in your sales conversations isn't so bad. The third technique I want to share with you is probably the most cringy one, and there's just no way around it. You got to record yourself talking. You have to see what other people are seeing. But I think when you see yourself the way other people actually see you, not the way you think they see you, but the way they actually see you, you're going to gather insight that you literally can't get from sales books or from even somebody giving you feedback of what you look like. You got to see it for yourself because the camera never lies. Here's what's going to happen. You remember that opening line we were talking about earlier? Grab your phone and say that thing, like selfie video. Do the best you can. Just say it right in the camera. Give it your best shot, your best delivery, and then watch it back. And man, you're going to be really surprised at what you see. You're going to be like, man, why does my hand do that thing? What's wrong with my eyebrow? You're going to see things that you've never seen before. You had no clue you were doing it. It's like, dude, does my teeth always look like that? Yes. And now you got a chance to fix it. But here's what's going to happen. First time it's cringy. Second, third, fourth time it's a little cringy. But then you're going to be able to start watching yourself with this mindset of okay, I can fix that. I had to watch myself a bunch of times say this because I felt like a robot. But when you can practice this and get to the point where you're able to critique yourself without feeling weird, you're going to cut out a lot of the awkwardness that you feel when you're talking to a real person. Dude, if you can talk to a camera and be natural, you can for sure talk to a person. But the feedback the camera gives you is going to really tell you how you can improve. You fix that hand thing, I had a guy when I was in the Navy, and we always cracked jokes on this dude because whenever he was lying, his hands started doing like this. It's like he had to turn the wheel on, we call it the BS wheel. So we knew whenever this dude was lying, he'd just do his hand like this. And we never told him because we didn't want him to stop, put it away, But until you watch yourself, you won't ever know if you do that sort of thing. So to recap this, craft your opening line, practice the awkward silence, and then watch yourself delivering these things. Do those 3 things, and you're going to really begin to feel comfortable in difficult sales situations. Now, I actually help my coaching clients with this very thing. Sometimes, like, it's one thing for you to watch yourself on camera, but it could be something totally different. It could be a lot more productive to have somebody else help you. Maybe you have somebody in your company that you can bounce this off of. Maybe you're the owner and you just need some direct help. There's a lot of solo entrepreneurs out there. I've set aside time on my calendar for a free 30-minute coaching call. Okay, no strings attached. If a coaching program makes sense for you, then we can have that conversation. But we can nail down your opening line. We can rehearse some of the awkward silence stuff. Maybe we even just jump on a FaceTime call and you let me look at you and I'll say, dude, like you need to fix your face. I used to get so like this. Man, I wish somebody would have told me sooner. You gotta lift it up, man. You got that RBF, if you know what I mean. So if a phone call would be productive for you, there's a link in the description where you can get on my calendar. 30 minutes, completely free. I'd love to help. And I do think that it's important that you learn how to continue navigating the conversation beyond that opening line. And in this video right here, I actually have a framework for that, a sequence, a model where you can draw more out of the customer, give more back until you get to the point of the close, right? So watch the video. I think it'll help you, and I'll see you on the next one.